Hi folks, long time no talk, I guess. Strange world we're living in right now. Obviously, this is Monday, April 6th, I guess it is. Kind of hard to tell these days where you kind of really aren't allowed to go anywhere or do anything, or but they haven't outlawed bike riding, at least where I live. Although they, in some ways, are discouraging it a little bit in the hopes that you won't fall off and hurt yourself and end up in the hospital taking up another bed. But obviously you all know what I'm talking about. Hopefully it's not a big deal where you live. It's not great where I live, but I'm not in a big city either, so there's that. This is kind of my usual stopping point, and I didn't really intend to record today, and then as I was riding I realized that the GoPro was in the back pocket, and maybe people would like a little bit of a distraction or to kind of hear what's going on. There's a car coming, so I'm gonna pan down to the Karoo so you can kind of see what's going on here. Although now that I did this, the banner went away. So it is April 6th. There was a ATG release, an advanced testing group release, a couple of days ago, and they did modify the turn graphic. At least it was new to me. Now, it's been raining here for what seems like 2 weeks. I have pretty much only done trainer rides for a week and a half, which is just about killing me. But it did look new to me, and I'm not sure if it was this most recent update or if it was the one before that. But now none of these pages actually have it, which is a bummer, because I wanted to show it to you. It is actually a fairly significant change. So a good chunk, at least a quarter or a third of the screen is taken up, but the graphics and the coloring is different. There's a the turn by turn for me at least was yellow down here, and then the turn indicator, which I believe used to be in this corner or maybe this corner, is now slightly raised up in a separate box. It is the same color. There is a little bit of a kind of color gradient difference. But maybe what I'll do is I will roll down the street again and start the GoPro again and try to catch this, or maybe I will do it while I'm riding so you can kind of see it. I do have a turn coming up in just about a quarter of a mile or so. Either that, or I will go down to my beach spot again, and I know the turn-by-turn usually stays up then because I leave the route entirely. I get off the road into a parking lot, and the crew is usually able to recover from that, but it does kind of get confused because I'm no longer any sort of paved road. I apologize for the sniffling. It's warm today, as you can kind of see with the shorts. This might be only the second time I've had short pants on this year. That didn't include a trip to Florida. But so let me see if I can get into a position where the turn-by-turn shows up. Supposedly they did change the font, and I don't know if that's just on the turn-by-turn, because this font doesn't look any different to me. It was supposed to be able to help them with other languages. Elevation. So I am riding a route, obviously. So I do have my elevation. And actually, that looks pretty accurate, and I haven't done, although it does say I'm 4 feet below sea level, and I'm definitely not, but I'm close to sea level. Like I said, about a quarter mile down the road. You can almost sort of see the ocean through the trees. But let me get down by the beach maybe and hope that this comes back on, and I will try to stitch this together in some semblance of something that makes sense. The other problem with riding indoors a lot lately is that, as you can maybe see from the frame of my bicycle, I have no water bottle with me today. So, happens to us all occasionally. I'm not going very far, and thankfully it's just about the perfect temperature where I'm sweating a little bit, but not profusely. So, I should manage okay. Suddenly more traffic down here by the golf course, although we're not allowed to golf, and we're not allowed to do a heck of a lot of anything else. But like I said, they haven't outlawed bike riding yet. So I guess on a beautiful day like today in April, I have to take advantage of it. So let me get down the road and see what I can see. Not sure how well this is showing up, folks, but you can see the turn-by-turn notification down here as a car goes by. It's gray right now, or yeah, I guess that's gray, but when you're en route, it's actually yellow, both the turn symbol indicator and the worded directions. I'm going to move because I've got people coming towards me. I'm trying to keep my distance. Well, hopefully that clip showed up okay with the sun behind me, because once again, as soon as you stop, it seems to go away, and it's not showing up here on the map either. And I kind of don't understand that, because I thought there was a setting that made the turn-by-turn always appear on the map. Anyways, down by the beach here, trying to both get outside and maintain some physical distance. I guess we're not really supposed to call it social distancing, because you're supposed to try to still be social, but just not get near anybody. So again, I don't know how long this video is going to be. There really wasn't a heck of a lot more that I can remember from the notes. Like I said, there was some information about font changes, and there was also a note about some sort of new integration with Ride with GPS. And I'm sorry I'm not being real clear. Maybe I will post, maybe I will overlay this kind of static video of the ocean and me talking with some of the more text information from this update. That might be a good idea. But I don't really have a huge update. Again, I haven't really been able to ride outside very much. Again, not sure what it's like where you are right now, but most of the spring events around here have been canceled or postponed. I was supposed to be in New York upstate New York in about a month, and that's not going to happen. A couple of the charity rides that I was either participating in or volunteering in, kind of late spring, early summer, have been postponed till the fall. I guess we don't really know what's going on, you know, down the road with cyclocross season and that sort of stuff, although that's pretty far away, and I guess I'm hoping that can still happen as long as we don't have another kind of round of this. Anyway, so the turn-by-turns are not really very exciting, although the color variations and things, I haven't actually gotten off-route. I guess if I go off-route intentionally here on my way home, I can try to kind of maybe report back from the driveway about what happened. I should probably pan the other way too. So our beaches actually have been pretty busy. Unfortunately, people are not kind of taking everything too seriously, although I shouldn't say that when I'm out, but some of the state beaches in Massachusetts have actually had to be closed because people are really not taking this seriously, and you know, they're setting up blankets right next to each other and kind of just really dumb stuff. So if this is the end of the video and I just kind of overlay some graphics on this, hopefully you all are keeping safe and faring this as best you can. I know I have personally been home from work. I asked my wife whether this was the third or fourth week straight that we've been kind of stuck in the house and working from home. I guess I'm thankful that I can do that, and I still have a job. There are a lot of people a lot less fortunate than we are, so I will I guess I'll take that as a minor complaint, but in the grand scheme of things, we're pretty lucky. Everyone in my family and immediate friends are healthy. This is actually supposed to be the worst couple of weeks for us, at least here in Massachusetts, or that's what they're projecting, that the cases are going to be the highest over the next 2 weeks, and then kind of plateau hopefully and start to go down. So I'm already anticipating another month of work from home, which is kind of nice, at least for me. You know, that's a weird thing to say, I guess, but I have a pretty long commute to work, so the fact that I haven't had to do that every day for almost a month has been pretty nice. I would obviously trade that in a heartbeat for people to be healthy and not confined as they are, but I guess there's silver linings to every cloud. So you may get a little update from the driveway. If not, and you've gotten this far, thanks for watching. Hi folks, I don't know if the video is going to show this or if the traffic noise is going to allow me to show it to you, but I don't know if you can see that, but there's a new graphic involved with this. It's not just the colors. That yellow bar at the bottom is very slowly kind of filling up. It's getting a slightly different shade of yellow as I approach this turn. It's actually kind of a cool effect, but it's almost so subtle that I didn't notice it until almost the end of the ride. So they may need to tweak that a little bit as they work on this, but it's actually fairly neat. So I guess that's something for you to all look forward to. Hi folks, so sitting in the front yard enjoying the last few minutes of sunshine here. Actually got a little bit cold out there when the sun's, you know, when it's down at this time of year and behind the trees or slightly behind a hill or something. It's even though it feels good when you're sitting in it, when you're not in it, it's a little chilly. But it is still April in New England, so the ride updated successfully. I do want to mention, I don't know how many of you had one of the Mechanics SIM cards, but just be aware, I think they probably just ran out, or it was either about a week ago or in the next week. Again, it's hard to keep track of time right now with the situation. Unfortunately, I switched to my Freedom Pop card and sort of forgot about it, and when I was at my mother's house after a ride, I noticed there was a software update, and I thought I was on her Wi-Fi. Turns out I was not. I was on my Freedom Pop SIM, which only has 200 megabytes of data. So unbeknownst to me, I downloaded a software update over cellular, which I guess worked fine. But when I got home, I had a $20 bill from Freedom Pop because of the data usage over 200 megabytes. So just be aware, if you've had a Mechanics SIM that was free and is no longer, and you switch to something else, just kind of keep an eye on your data caps. I'm making sure now that cellular is off, and I don't use the cellular unless I absolutely have to for something, which hasn't really happened yet this year. But so I'm not sure how well that not sure. This is the previous activity. I guess I don't know why I'm really going in here, because there's not much to show, and I'm not sure why I'm showing my legs in the Karoo. But anyways, so I'm not sure how well that showed up as I was riding, but definitely the bar on the bottom is different, or at least it's different to me. It's possible I missed a ride with one of the previous updates, so maybe I'm talking out my behind, and you guys have all seen this already, but there was definitely a progress bar, and I would encourage them, I guess, if they're still watching this, or if anybody's watching this and agrees with me, to reach out to them. But that progress bar going from left to right as you approach the turn is actually pretty cool, but it needs to be more defined. I don't know if they need to change the color or change the gradient or change how grayscale it is compared to the background, but it was actually very helpful to kind of look down at a glance and know how close the turn was. For me, around on my roads, obviously I know my roads and I don't really need it, but you know, if there was a situation where there were maybe two turns right in a row, and I was unfamiliar with the roads, that would be just cut out me. I'm not sure how much of that you heard, but anyways, that's got moving bar, or that color gradient change is a useful feature. But I would encourage them, maybe they can checkerboard part of it, or put slashes or something through it to kind of really make that pop and make it really visually distinct as you're approaching the turn. So anyways, I'm gonna go inside, have a shower, have a beer, have some dinner, and I guess we'll start Groundhog Day all over again tomorrow from home. So I hope this, for those of you who watch this, I hope this finds you well, and you're doing okay in this situation. And I guess if you're allowed to, keep riding. See you around.